Let us start with the verse by Jalaluddin Rumi, the famous Persian scholar and poet cum Sufi mystique. Let us remember Love Dogs, one of his oft-quoted poems. One night a man was crying, Allah, Allah. His lips grew sweet with the praising, until a cynic said, So I have heard you calling out, but have you ever gotten any response? The man had no answer to that. He quit praying and fell into a confused sleep. He dreamed he saw Khidr, the guide of souls, in a thick green foliage. Why did you stop praising? Because I've never heard anything back. This longing you express is the return message. The grief you carry out from draws you toward union. Your pure sadness that wants help is the secret cup. Listen to the moan of a dog for its master. That whining is the connection. There are love dogs no one knows the name of. Give your life to be one of them. Kiranraj Case 777 Charlie, starring Rakshit Shetty and the amazing Labrador Charlie, is a story of one such love dog that serves to be the divine connection for this ever-depleting world, Kali Yuga, as the film suggests, in its journey of the present-day Dharmaraj and his dog. And thereby it is also the story of many other love dogs who exist around us, invisible to our conventional viewing. The film is a treat of animal lovers, emotional souls, and all those who still believe in humanity, or rather in life, as the film beautifully establishes how this world is not all about humans alone. So here's our take on 777 Charlie, a drama about a loving and a playful dog who turns out to be a spiritual teacher par excellence for a man, teaching him how to live in the present moment. Dharma, played by the immaculately measured Rakshit Shetty, is hardly living, but surviving the unforgiving world day by day. His days, exactly same as the other, is set in a routine of his job as a welder. Couple of idlis, cigarettes and alcohol. There's touches of feelings and empathy that director Kiranraj puts across even in this crude and dry existence of Dharma, as we watch him rescue a fly drowning in a glass of water, or put away his aquarium with a single fish from the blazing rays of the sun. But that's that. That's the only passing flares of human instinct you notice in the man, still not at terms with the personal crisis he faced in his childhood. That's until Charlie comes in life like an angel. The number 777 that Charlie gets as a registration number is an obvious reference to the angel number 777, a sign that the universe is with you and is supporting you on your spiritual path, especially when you may be doubting your chosen path. Well, that connection doesn't happen easily, as initially Dharma is unwelcome to this new member in his life, perhaps the first time ever. The film goes through conventional tropes of his disgust towards the dog at the start, and the eventual relationship that gets built up. And once the two get deeply attached, a new life-changing crisis hits in the form of Charlie's cancer. Now one can suggest that the film is too predictable and simplistic in its plotline and narrative structure, laden with conventional cliches. But that would be looking at the film only at its surface. The film is to be lauded for the way it uses each of these usual tropes, emphasizing the basic spiritual theme. Take for example the aged couple who run this small shop from where Dharma gets his cigarettes and the two routine idlis. The lady of the shop puts an extra idli for Dharma every day, which he literally detests. But it is this extra idli, when thrown at the bin, pulls Charlie to Dharma's life. It is this extra idli that Rumi mentions to be the secret cup in the poem we started with. Love dogs, for our life whom we do not even know by name. The cameos by Rakshit Shetty and Bobby Simha also come across as similar examples of love dogs. A veterinary doctor who relentlessly supports the cause of animals, and a man who has learned to live for the moment thanks to his dog. Notice how Raj's Dr. Ashwin persuades Dharma to keep Charlie for a few days. Notice how Bobby acknowledges her wife to give him the biggest present of his life in the form of his dog. The same wife who deserted him later. 777 Charlie is a tribute to all such humane qualities that we also associate with dogs. Giving without expectations, the persuading nature, or the acknowledging heart. If you have ever had a dog or longed for one, you will be pulled into this story, which can also be read as a spiritual testimony to the power of yearning of one's beloved. Like Dharma's childhood trauma, like the old couple's wait for their son's phone call, like Blackie looking at a Charlie when they separate. It is this theme of emotion and not ambitions that gets the film going. And that's why the dog show episode feels somewhat out of place. We do not need Charlie to jump the highest to express her love for Dharma. We wish the episode could have ended in an emotional showcase between the man and his dog and not moving into some tangible achievement. Nevertheless, the film surfaces above these glitches thanks to the perfect pairing of its protagonists. Rakshit, as mentioned earlier, is spot on. He doesn't overdo his initial roughness and still shows his wounds inside as well. And then later, he also does not overdo the emotional sequences such that the drama quotient resides at an optimal. Charlie, the star of the film, is a gem. The expressions of the Labrador will make the strongest hearts melt. Our thanks to the trainers and everyone involved who helped in fetching such a wonderful act from beautiful Charlie. One need also thank director Kiranraj and the team for the way they include points like cover adoption and casual crimes of illegal breeding that can lead to tragic genetic disease. 777 Charlie also works as a film on animal welfare. Let us end where we began. Let us end in Rumi again. You have to keep breaking your heart until it opens, he said. And we watch how that becomes the reality of Dharma as he finally becomes a love dog himself. One who can unconditionally care. One who can invest his time and effort to make something for the people around. One who can live in the moment as a new crisis guides him to newer things in life. And one who can yearn and shout in love. Friends, that is all from us today. Hope you liked this video. Thank you for watching.